up, Leo? How are you guys doing? Guess what time it is, man? It is my favorite time of the month. It's time for the mid-month messages. So the reason why it's my favorite time of the month is because what I'm looking for is I'm checking to see if there has been a change of timelines. So how could timelines change? Very easily. All you got to do is take the advice from the main monthly reading and apply it to your situation. And that could potentially change your timeline. All right? That's the whole point of the advice. And that's the point of this video here today. For those of you who need a personal reading, all the information on personal readings is in the description of this video. Okay? All right. Let's jump into this. I'm starting this off with the person you dealt with in the past. If you're not inquiring about somebody you dealt with in the past, this is not for you. Sit tight. I'll get to your situation here in a second. How are things looking with Leo and the person from the past? Uh-oh, Sun card reversed. Hang on a second. All right, Sun card reversed. Let me see here. Hangman reversed. It feels to me kind of like you're just getting tired of waiting on this. Yep. I think somebody totally new is coming in, and you're completely giving up on this situation from the past because something new is coming in. Honestly, it feels like something new is coming in that's going to make you look back on this person and laugh. But you're just tired of waiting around, hanging around and waiting on it. You're tired of wondering when and if this person's going to reach out. Something new comes in, and you decide to start new, start fresh, and just abandon this situation altogether. Yeah. Okay. Throwing in the white towel on this, man. All right. Well, that was quick. Some of you dealt with a Gemini. I also have Aries and Libra, Scorpio. I got Capricorn here too. Okay. Well, let's see how the person from the past feels about you then. How's the person from the past feel about Leo? Well, I do think they would like to reconcile with you. They would, but I think somebody is getting in this person's head. I think somebody sabotaged this. Yeah. Somebody sabotaged this. I don't know who. I don't know if... I don't know. I guess it could be different for everybody, depending on who you are, what your situation is. Maybe it was family. Maybe they had a family member that didn't approve of this. Maybe they had somebody else that was interested in them. Maybe. But yeah, there was definitely somebody else in the mix here, I think, that sabotaged things. This person does want to talk to you, and they know what they want to say to you, but they're not. And it has something to do with somebody else's opinion. And in which case to that, I would say, well, then you ain't my fucking person anyway, then. You know? Okay. Some of you dealt with somebody that has an addiction issue, possibly. The Devil card came out in the last spread, too. If you dealt with somebody that had an addiction issue and you're wondering whether or not they're doing something to at least help the situation, getting clean, going to meetings, or anything like that, no, they're not. And when the Devil card comes out in the upright, to me, that kind of indicates that not only are they not getting clean, but they're probably getting worse. So, could be a Capricorn for some of you. I also have Aquarius, Cancer, and Gemini here. Whoa. Two of Cups reversed. Someone's sabotaging this. But like I said, I don't think you're going to care about that in the long run. Let's get the advice, since we pretty much got the outcome in the first spread. What's the advice? What's the advice? Just pay attention to your intuition on this, man. Pay attention to your intuition on this. Sometimes, well, more often than not, when you take a look around at your life, one of the hardest things on the spiritual path is taking a look around at your life and trusting that no matter what it is you're going through it for a reason, and you're right where the universe wants you. That can be hard. That can be real hard. I'm not saying it's not. You know, I mean, that can be really hard. But sometimes, like especially if it's a love situation, and it just does not seem like the universe is wanting to bring this person into your life, sometimes you have to ask yourself, well, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe the universe saw things that I didn't see. Maybe the universe heard conversations I didn't hear. Maybe the universe is seeing a big picture that I'm not seeing. So just let this play out naturally. Like I said, I think somebody's coming in that's going to make you look back on this person and laugh. You're going to laugh. 5 years from now, you're going to be scrolling social media and you're going to see them pop up on your people you may know, and you're going to be like, oh my God. Ugh. I was this close to getting stuck with that person. Ugh, I'm so glad I did not get stuck with that person. Ugh. Dude, that's like the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world, dude, I'm telling you. If I had to make a list of the top 5 best feelings in the world, that's definitely on that list. Where there's somebody that you thought you wanted so bad, you could not imagine a life without them. And then way later on down the line, you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did not get what I thought I wanted at the time, you know? All right, well, now let's see what's going on with the single Leos and the person that you're interested in. Single Leos and your love interest. What's going on? What's happening? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, lost it. Uh-oh, Emperor reversed. So there's somebody here with very low self-confidence, little to no self-esteem. Some of you interested in the Aries, possibly. Uh-oh, Magician reversed. For those of you trying to manifest this person, be careful with that shit. I know not all of you needs to hear that, but some of you do. If you're trying to manifest a specific person, you've got to be so careful with that. You cannot add a face and a name to your manifestation. No, you cannot. And I have seen so many idiots teaching that shit on the internet. You got to be careful with that shit. Now, I would like to give the people teaching that stupid bullshit the benefit of the doubt and assume that the reason why they think you can do that is because they did it one time and got lucky and it worked. And it's possible. That is possible. I'm not saying that it's not. If you have a soul contract with this person, especially, and you what you can manifest with another person, with a specific person, is an opportunity to shoot your shot. You can manifest crossing paths with somebody. You can manifest the opportunity to have a conversation with somebody. Yes, you can. But you cannot manifest a person to feel a certain way. You can't manifest a person to see things the way you want them to see things. You cannot manifest a person to change the way they think about something. And attempting to do so is crossing the line into black magic. And that will bite you in your ass. Not it might, not it could. It will. Attempting to manipulate somebody's free will bite you in your ass. I know somebody needed to hear that. Anyway, though, it just kind of feels like this isn't really moving past much more than a sex-based connection. I don't know if you've been sexually intimate with this person or not, but kind of looks like that's about the only thing that's really on this person's mind. Lover's card, 10 of Cups, both reversed. It's not looking like this is turning into happily ever after anytime soon. And Tower card. Something, I don't know what, something ugly is happening with this situation. Something pretty ugly. Something pretty daggum ugly. Something's popping off here. Something is. I don't know if you're catching this person in a lie or if just so much tension and frustration has been building up this whole time that it just pops and comes out sideways. I don't know. But it's looking like this whole situation is crashing, burning, and coming to an end. Let's see how this person feels about you. Could be an Aquarius for some of you, by the way. I also have Gemini, Aries, and Capricorn. Let's see how this person feels about you, though. How's this person feel about Leo? See, I don't really think they're trying to settle down. Why have I been seeing that? I saw that in the Cancer reading and in the Gemini reading. That they're not trying to settle down. They're not trying to commit. I think they want to play around, play the field. I think they have a couple of different love interests, honestly. There's probably at least one more person in the mix, if not two or three. So, yeah, they just don't want the burden of a relationship. You know, they don't want that. They don't want to have to answer to somebody. They don't want to feel tied down. They don't want to feel restricted. And, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's how somebody feels, then if that's how you feel about me, you ain't my person then. Because when it's your person, you don't feel restricted. You don't feel tied down when it's your actual person. Because when you're dealing with your person, you don't want anyone or anything else. So you don't view it as being tied down and restricted. You know what I'm saying? If you feel tied down and restricted because you want to go do other things, you know, or explore your options, that ain't your person. Just period, straight up. All right, well, let's get the advice on this. What's the advice? I just used that deck. Let's use this one. When I'm on the road, I don't bring very many decks. I only got 3 of them here with me. What's the advice? Pardon the background noise. I got the window open, or the sliding door. Five of Wands. Well, I tell you what. We don't want to drag the vibrational weight of a karmic tie into 2025. Do you? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to do that. So after a certain point, one of the hardest things to develop on the spiritual path is the ability to judge when it's time to step back and let go of something, and that's anything. No matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a love situation, something that you're trying to do with work and business, something, a friendship, family. When something just isn't quite working out, at some point, we need to know when to step back and release and say, okay, all right then, fuck it. I've tried. I've done everything that I can. It doesn't look like the universe wants me to do this for some reason. Some reason. Why? I don't know. But if the universe wanted me, to move forward with this, it wouldn't be this hard. And again, that's why it's tricky, because everything requires hard work. Everything does. You got to work for anything that you want. But eventually you end up crossing a line. And that line is putting forth work and effort to make something happen and fighting against the universe. How do I distinguish when I've crossed the line into fighting against the universe? That's tricky. And there is no one answer. There's a couple of general things that I've picked up on my path. But ultimately, it's going to be very, very idiosyncratic. Very, very personal to every individual. So here's one little thing that I've picked up on my journey. When the universe is fighting against you, not only will you not be making progress, but you'll be backsliding. Okay? If you're backsliding, it's not making progress and staying stuck in the same spot is one thing. But when you're backsliding, when your ship is sinking, that's when it's like, oh shit. The harder I try, the further I slide back. The harder I fight, the further my ship sinks. That might be the universe telling me to get the hell off this path. And another thing that I picked up on my journey is that when the universe is trying to prevent you from doing something, the universe will start doing shit that makes no fucking sense. Don't make sense. No sense. There's no logic behind why this obstacle is so insurmountable. There's no logic. I should be able to leap over this obstacle like it's nothing. But the universe is defying the laws of logic to prevent me from doing this. And on the other side of that coin, the universe will also defy the laws of logic to allow you to do something that you should be doing. For example, let's say that there's this job that normally requires some sort of education. And you fill out the application just for giggles and shits, and you get the job without no education. I ain't got no damn college degree in this shit. I didn't go to school for this, but they hired me anyways. It's because that's what you're supposed to be doing. The universe will defy the laws of logic to prevent you from doing something that you shouldn't be doing and to allow you to do something that you should be doing. All right. Now, let's see what's coming in next. Are we on the same timeline with the next person coming in? If timelines changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? What's coming in next for Leo? Oh, man. Did we talk about this already? I don't remember. You're going to be tested. Yep, you're going to be tested. I know that I talked about that to a couple of the signs. Shit, for November and December. I just don't remember if you're one of them. But there's going to be a test. Now, don't freak out. Don't worry. There's a difference between a soul contract and a test. Big difference. So when you have a soul contract with somebody, the two of you will naturally gravitate towards each other. It's almost like your life will arrange itself in a way where, I don't want to say you're forced, because you're not forced to do anything, but it would be very difficult to avoid. If you wanted to avoid it, you would have to really, really dig your heels in and fight against it in order to avoid it. That's a soul contract. When you're being tested, it's not quite like that. It's just an open door of opportunity. And here's the example I like to use. Let's say, do you have like a favorite convenience store that you like to go to? Maybe once a day or 2-3 times a week. One maybe that's real close to your house, or maybe the one that's down the street from where you work. So imagine whatever your favorite little corner store, convenience store, gas station, whatever, that you've been going to for the past 5 years religiously. Some new hire is hired at that store, and they start flirting with you. And nothing to be, misconstrued. They're flirting with you. They be flirting with you, They're not pushing themselves on you. Your life isn't unfolding in a way that's bringing the two of you together. But they be flirting with you every time you go in there. Open door of opportunity. Now, this open door of opportunity is going to mirror something that you've experienced in the past. In some way, there will be some kind of red flag that you picked up on in the past. It'll be maybe a situation that's similar to something that you've been through in the past. Somehow, some way, this test is going to encompass one or more lessons that you learned in the past. So the question is, are you ready to evolve or repeat? Evolve or repeat. And that's basically where you're at with this. Well, every time that comes through like that, that throws a monkey wrench in my flow. So I'm going to have to, since that's the message that came through, I'm just going to have to go straight to advice and hope that something comes out other than the same generic advice points that always come out. But I mean, honestly, advice for relationships usually is very, very, very simple little talking points that most people can apply to most situations. But let's see. Any advice? Two of Cups reversed. Okay, well, we already kind of covered that. If it doesn't really seem like the universe is bringing the two of you together, don't try too hard to make something happen that doesn't really look like it's trying too hard to happen. Does that make sense? Now, this one always comes through. Don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't feel right. Communication, there's nothing wrong with communication. Like the little person at the corner store flirting with you. Okay, you want to exchange numbers? Okay, cool. Make sure, during communication, you feel it out. Feel it out energetically. Don't be afraid to walk away from a confusing situation. I cannot tell you. So the other day, my lovely wife, who runs the business, my tarot business, counted how many personal readings I've done in my career. I've done over 4,000 personal readings. And of that 4,000, probably about 3,000 to 3,500 of them have all been the same thing. A person dealing with a person who they're confused about how they feel about them. I'm sorry, what? You've been with this person how long? You and this person have been talking, dating, fucking for how long? And you don't know how they feel about you? Just had a personal client the other day, dealing with a person they've been dating for 3 or 4 months. What's this person's feelings towards me? What are their intentions? I'm like, whoa. Why are you confused about that? Within the first week, okay, 2 weeks is pushing it. 3 weeks is really pushing it. 1 month, that's when I should know how you feel about me. I'm not saying I should know you like the back of my hand. I'm not saying we should be planning to get married. I'm not saying that we should be able to read each other's minds, but I should know how you feel about me in the first month. There's only 2 reasons why you would be confused about somebody's feelings and intentions. Reason A is because you don't really have feelings for me. That's reason A. That's the most common reason. Most of the time, when you're confused about how somebody feels about you, it's because they ain't got much feelings for you. Or reason B, because I am so traumatized and so broken and so fucked up, and the lens through which I view the world is so cracked, broken, and traumatized that you could be willing to lay your life on the line, desperately trying to show me how much you love me, and I'm too fucked up and broken to understand it. I can't pick up what you're putting down because I'm too fucked up. That's the other reason. That one's pretty common too, but more often than not, it's usually reason A. Doesn't matter though, whether it's reason A or reason B. Can you lay a solid foundation with either of those reasons? No, you can't. You absolutely can't. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my intuition is picking up on something that's off about you, or if I'm so fucked up and broken that I can't pick up what you're putting down. We still can't lay a foundation with either of those reasons. See what I'm saying? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Leo family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.